Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading for the very serious tarot person. This is not to be the fluff and stuff that you get from most tarot readers. I've done tarot for over 20 years. I have never in my lifetime ever seen a tarot reader do what I do, and that is focus strictly on manifesting. They'll pretend that they can predict your past, your present, your future. Oh, they can tell you all this stuff. For me, that's virtually impossible. Not to say that you can't from time to time, and a lot of gap in between the times, get lucky and pick something. But that is not the purpose of tarot. Tarot is not to predict. It is potential. If you're looking to predict, and I put that word in quotes, astrology, I've done that for over 50 years. Astrology is your better choice. The reason is astrology is the science of cycles. So while I have never in my 50 years ever run across an astrology or astrological reader who was on target, specific, got all the details right, they did get the general trend, the general feeling, maybe the general, like for example, they may say, hey, well, this is a time where you might have volcanic eruptions or bad weather, or you might have a clashing of countries or whatever. Great. But getting to the specifics, I've never seen anybody do it. It's too complex. There are too many influences, and we know this to be true because of an RCA radio engineer in 1948 who was tasked with the job of figuring out when you would be running into geological issues, weather issues, meteorological issues. It was very important because the weather did affect communication in those days, much less today because of the technology that we have. But in 1940s, it made all the difference in the world. And if you were in a war, which we were in the middle of 1940s and late 1940s and early 1950s, if you were in a war, having your communications crippled because of whatever meteorological or geophysical situation was not good. And what he found out was planetary motion, most particularly Jupiter and Saturn, also Neptune, but all the planets he figured worked, and he could predict earthquakes. In fact, by the 1980s, when he stopped, his accuracy was over 95%. So we do know that astrology does a great deal in terms of forecasting as opposed to predicting because of cycles. Tarot, potential, and it's up to you to use that potential or not. So that's why my job here, number one, numero uno, is to inspire you. That's why you only have the 5 cards on the screen. That's why you're not going to see my face. You're not going to get any motion. This is time for you to tap into the energy that's present. The odds of you being hit between the eyes, so to speak, with this reading today, very slow, very slim. This is something that you're not going to get every day. If I had, just for the sake of numbers, 100 people, I'd be lucky to have one person a day really tuned in. Probably have half a dozen or so that kind of felt moved a little bit, and maybe even 10 or 20 who gained something from the reading. But tarot is talking about energy, frequency, and it doesn't always match up with you. That's okay. I'll be back here tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. 365, I do a brand new read to inspire you to manifest. Let's get to it. Middle card. It's the Oracle card, and today it's Milk and Honey. Up in the right-hand corner, the number is 51. 5 means change, 1 means beginning. And the 1 and 5 together is a 6. Talks about stability, harmony, frequencies matching. So you're looking to begin to reconnect with yourself, to reconnect with your natural frequency. Because if you can do that, you can manifest wonderful things in your life. Doesn't mean you're going to be rich, doesn't mean you're going to be handsome or beautiful, doesn't mean any of that. Because we're not here to be the same. Humanity is like a jigsaw puzzle. All the parts and pieces together make a beautiful picture. But every one of those pieces is different. That's the way it should be. And if you want to be able to manifest better, find out what your life purpose is. Go to numerology. You can do it there. Astrology would be North Node, Moon, Ascendant, house placements. Find out what your life destiny is. And then start manifesting in that direction. You'll find it work out a whole lot better. But anyway, today's is milk and honey. Why milk and honey? Well, for the younger people, milk and honey describes the best of the best. Back centuries, maybe 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, milk and honey you could live off of. Literally. It wasn't the shit that they serve you up now in grocery stores. Because you go to a grocery store today, honestly, there's nothing that is food in there. It's all artificial. It's favorite color. They put in DNA, genetics. They change everything. There is nothing that you can eat and thrive on in a grocery store anymore. Nothing. Now, they told us in the 80s and early 90s that they were going to genetically modify our food. Nobody did anything. They stuck their hands in their pants and acted like jerks. Did nothing, said nothing. So now you're getting chemical food, bugs to eat. You're getting nothing, and you'll be happy with it. That's the deal. But in the days of milk and honey, when milk and honey was organic and real, raw milk, which you could get today, I don't know if you could get it pesticide or chemical free. I don't think that's possible. But 2,000 years ago, you could. It was chock full of great protein. It was wonderful. It was better than what you think. And because it was raw, it was creamy smooth. It was delicious. But more importantly, it was something that you could sustain yourself on. Honey, same thing. In fact, what about a year, 2, 3 years ago, something like that, the archaeologists in Egypt found a jar of honey, I think in one of the pyramids. They figure it's at least 3, 4, maybe 5,000 years old. Still edible. It's not bad. That's because honey is a powerful, powerful food. Antibiotic, antifungal, antiviral. Provides a whole bunch of vitamins and minerals. Between milk and honey back 2,000 years ago, you could live off of those two things and be healthy. So that's the importance of the expression milk and honey, the land of milk and honey. So let's go all the way to the left, 4 of Cups. No milk and honey here for this guy. He is to the point where he is completely detached from his emotions, because that's what cups are. Cups are not a third party or somebody you love. It's whatever you're emotionally connected to. This guy ain't connected to anything at all. He's self-absorbed. He might even be narcissistic. But he's lost interest, lacks motivation for anything. He's bored. Because he's disconnected with himself. So here the universe offers him a 4th cup. Man, who cares? Part of the reason is the next card over, 3 of Swords. Swords are information, our beliefs. And the 3 of Swords says you have been lied to. You may even have lied yourself to yourself. And you now have come to the realization, man, I can't believe a damn thing they're saying. I can't believe what I'm thinking. I got to change it all. That's part of the reason why, stop and think for a minute. These 2 cards here. The 4 of Cups says detached from emotions. The 3 of Swords said detached from thinking. What does that make you? A robot? It's what they want us to be. Next card is the 8 of Wands. It's in reverse. You can feel something coming, and it's going to come fast. I don't know whether you will have an opportunity to prepare for it or not, unless you begin right now. Reattach emotionally. Clear up your thinking. Start to put the pieces together that make you a human being. If you begin now, maybe you'll be ready. But something is coming. It's a storm of major proportions, and it's coming fast. So be ready. And the final card is the Six of Wands. Six of Wands is often victory, but it also means that success is right around the corner. You can do this. You can change your emotional base. You can change your thinking base. You can reconnect with yourself. Put yourself in survival mode. That's the key. Survival mode. Something is coming at you. It's going to be big and it's going to be fast. Here's the meme for today. Our biggest problem is that we refuse to believe that the people in control couldn't possibly be that evil. Oh, yeah, they are. Oh, yeah, they are. And if you haven't seen enough already, just look at the world around you. It's a shithole in every country of the world. And if you haven't seen enough yet, open up your eyes, can reconnect with your heart, reconnect with your emotions, reconnect with your proper thinking. And then get ready for putting yourself in survival mode, because they are that evil. That's the tarot reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another tarot manifested reading. Between now and the next time you and I get together, peace and blessings.